Hello, it's Yuri with you today. And I'm just curious, how many of you have a thought that I should do better? I should support loved ones who in my life better, and I should do more. I can become more to be able to support, to save, to care, and show my best to people who I'm caring about. I feel you, and I'm on the same page that we can sometimes not solve any problem, not take care as we think we should. And we have self-guilt. We polish ourselves, we are become hard to ourselves. So let me talk to you today, not as a holistic doctor and transformational coach with experience, but as a human being who also going through this experience, looking for opportunity to always become more, to control more. Not because I want to be controlling, just because I want to hold everything, because it gives me some kind of feeling. But when we go deeper with this, it's really illusion. And I prepare for you some workshop. Take some time for yourself and dive with it with me. And of course, you have a lot of opportunities right now in the information age, but it's not about information. It's not about AI and different tools. It's about how honest you can be with yourself and how great connection you can build, how much great connection you can build with yourself, some kind of level of presence, and how fast you be able to do so in this era right now of AI and all of this information that happens, and of course, a lot of uncertainty. So it will be not just talking head, talking with you with one picture. I prepare for you some slides with some questions and some stories that I have from my experience and some of my clients, the people who I work with. But it's not about my experience and other people's experience. It's about your experience. So pause from time to time. It's my invitation to you and reflect with yourself because it will be the biggest transformation for you if you be able not just like listen in it. Yeah, my funny accent maybe it's will be interesting for you. I will be happy if it will helps, but most important thing, use your tools, ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok, and just go through all of these questions with your helper to help to build more connection with yourself and get some of release of things that you not be able to control. So let's dive in and of course drop in the comment what you feel about that, how it reflects to you. Find me in social media and maybe subscribe to my channel, share some information. Maybe somebody need it very much. Maybe somebody just look on what slide, ask himself one question, and it will be already released. It will helps to move on and grow. So the first question that I want to ask you, because I ask myself, everybody have experience, you, me, and other people around us, our family members, our friends, our partners. No matter where we go, we have people with experience. The most important thing, when we'll be able to see our own experience, we'll be able to even connect with other people on the different level. So the first question about some care that we have, that it becomes weight for us because we not be able to really support people when we start caring too much that it becomes control. And especially right now, when we're talking about so much opportunities with different gadgets, with different apps, just fulfill ourselves with everything, different trackers, different information, different tools. Everything becomes more available, and at the same time, anxiety and some kind of guilt and all of that states burning out, they are growing when we are looking for statistics right now. And when I work with people, I see what's going on. We can just go and scroll social media and we see what's going on in the comments, in the news. Of course, a lot of news and people using social media to just explode and bring attention, just eyeballs. But at the same time, we see how it affects us when we start overthinking, especially when we are thinking how it affects people around us. And the most important thing, we start telling ourselves some stories about what we should do in this case, how we be able to become more to protect others, especially who we loved ones. If you have kids, because if you're watching this, you have parents for sure, biological, psychological, uh, both for sure. Somebody who care about you and somebody who give you life. Sometimes you still have them around, these people, sometimes not, like in my case. And if you have kids, you also have these thoughts about how you should be more to protect, to give more, to prepare more. And let's go a little bit deeper about what's going on inside us. We can ask ourselves questions, what we really be able to control and what we not. Because this is illusion that we are try holding everything back, especially our mind, help us to get some data. But what we'll be able to do with this data? Most of this data useless. We'll not be able to influence it at all. And some of these stories that we continue telling ourselves, they just destroy us. Some of them can have already decades inside us of living. So, interesting thing that everybody, each of you have your uh, childhood story. And I don't know what you remember about your grandparents, but this is a black and white pictures of my story. And interesting that it's you can see the pictures, you don't know these people, you maybe don't know me, and I don't know you especially. But it's not about these details, it's about feeling. So you have people in life, and maybe they are still around you, maybe they not. I know the stories of my grandparents, and I know story of my parents. And of course, I have a question. When I was maybe 5 years old, my granddad died from consequence of diabetes. Of course, I when I grow up and I figure out it, I tell to myself, I not be able to even do nothing in that situation. The same happens with my another granddad from father line, because he dramatically passed away when my father was a child. So I didn't know him. I grew up with my step grandfather, and he passed away from cancer. It was leukemia, like some situation when we're talking about mutation in his blood cells. And he passed away when I was maybe 15. My father was killed when I was 12, but he also had a few heart attacks. So of course, for me, I ask myself a lot of questions. How I be able to protect these people who are here right now with me? my mom, my brother, my other grandparents, and other family members, how would I be able to do? And many of these questions lead me to some fear. Some of them, of course, helps me to grow and develop some skills. Can I ask you, please, about your story? Because this is the most important thing. Because some lives right now that you have around you, people with who you spend time with, about who you're thinking, you start putting on yourself a lot of responsibility and a lot of I should, I must, because, and where it's really matters, when it's really some area of influence and where it's not. Because our brain always running the program that what we need to do to make things happen, to protect, to avoid. And this is the just survival machine. We know that from neuroscience, neurobiology, it's level of instincts, it's level of emotions, but it's sometimes lead us to nowhere. It means like, okay, I don't have any influence here. What I can do here? So this is a very important question to ask yourself, because a lot of people can get from you illusion of love. It means you give them a lot of attention, but it comes from fear. And it's not something that really helps a relationship grow. And of course, yourself to grow, because we start locking ourselves in some kind of managing level. Like my teacher, Tony Robbins, said that a lot of people living in managing life, they not be able to even open up their full potential, because that level of operation of like preventing, protecting, managing. It's not about living full potential. And you probably feel from time to time that you feel stuck, like you pushing the wall. And this is my question to you right now. Where in your life, in which relationship, in which area you start overwhelming yourself with these questions, and how you feel about that? So when I realized that caring can become too heavy, because you can care about person at the same time not carry any guilt, not carrying any fear, not carrying any kind of must that really don't have any power. You not be able to influence nothing. And I realize in the some moment of my life that no matter what I will do, people who around me who I love dearly, they will do what they want. They will live their life. And when I realize it, something shifts inside me. I understand that everything that I'm doing, everything who I'm becoming, it's not about control people. I don't want that. I don't want to fix nobody. I don't want to fix myself. I want to support. I want to build bridge. I want to help with like lifting up. Because when I am more focusing about uh, caring, it can lead to control. When I focusing more about loving, compassion, it gives me level of leadership that I am leading by example. So I'm living my life fully, and I'm not over focused on what other people do, what other people say, because this is a very, very thin line between, okay, where I am acting from fear, where I am acting from love. And Thompson's question, why I'm inviting you to sit with it, pause this workshop, ask your question, ask yourself this question. If you want, upload it in any app that can translate it and make it adjustable to you. Share the story. You can right now easily talk with AI and share your story and end with this question, like what's really hold me in the level of managing things from fear, because it can looks like care. I care about you, so let me do this for you, let me do that for you. And people don't really ask about that. They're looking for something differently. So it's relay me to deep understanding. Here on these pictures, this screenshot you see, I'm talking with my mom, I'm talking with my older brother, and I show up in the family when it was already some relationships. It was already some situation, I can say like that. And I spent years, decades, I can say. I'm 45 turning this year. And I remember all my life I questioned myself why it happens. Why I not be able to talk with my brother about my father? Why when I talk with my mother, she from time to time confusing and name me by my brother name. Of course, in that days, it was very hurting. But when I grow up, when I start learning, when I start searching, when I becomes more educated and get more practice, I start feeling it differently. I start feel how my mom care and why she care deeply inside about some behaviors of my older brother, because some people can still live their childhood story, not never ask it, never re-ask it why they continue acting like they act when they already grow up people, when they are be able to grow from selfish to selfless and start caring about their parents, not thinking about what my parents develop, what my family members develop, it's for me. They start growing up from that level, how I can serve my family, how I can multiply what I get from it. And you not be able to really influence it. You not be able to push your family members. You can't even push yourself if you will go from the controlling level. Okay, I need to control myself, what I'm doing, what I'm thinking about, and from that perspective, you not be able to build compassion to yourself. How you be able to build compassion to others? You will provide something. You can provide money, you can provide support, you can call them and chat with them no matter how many times per day. It will never lead to transformation for them, because this is what you will focus on from something that outside of your influence, of your control. So I figure out that I can live my life with full potential. And if I understand something, if I make some changes, it don't mean automatically somebody else will do so. It's not about knowledge. It's not about how many times you talk about that and how much support you give. It's about what kind of responsibility and vision people have about their life. So decades I spent in that spot, tried to fix things in the family. And after that, I realized that it's not something that it's really even my job, because I lose myself in that in that I can say mission impossible. Because of course, through courage, through I can do that, I will do my best, you can continue moving on. And as me, you maybe realize one day that you just get some experience, and every time when you give something and wait something back, some kind of results, you end up in misery, sometimes in depression, sometimes in aggression. Like my teacher, Tony Robbins, explained the emotional loop that we can easily get from that unsolving tasks that uh, really it's our needs to control that really we understand that it's more illusion, but we not be able to see it because our mind trick us that, okay, let's do it, let's solve it. We already have a plan, let's move on. And right now I ask myself, this is from love and care, or I want to prove something to somebody? So I want to leave you with this question. Which actions right now, which thoughts, which emotions belongs to which area of your circle? Which one is to your level of influence? You be able to influence it? What you be able to really control that you make a decision, you make it done? And what's in the area of just acceptance? And you can go in these circles and reflect with any area of your life and any person of your life. Of course, our relationship and people who we loved the most, they are touch us the most. So uh, sit with this, feel this, and please let me know how it reflects to you. What do you see right now differently? What you be able to accept right now and focus more about things that you be able to influence and control. Because things that attach to you personally, it's rhetorical that we be able to influence more. So why we continue asking and looking for something outside prove us that we have this kind of influence and control? It's from love or it's from fear. And let's move on because I remember when in some painful moments in life, you start realizing something deeper. It's kind of threshold that happens. And I want to support you if you have some losses, if you have some moments in life when you start talking to yourself very hard that I didn't make it. I'm not worthy to live. I should accelerate. Not only me, other people should do differently. When my mom passed away as a refugee in Denmark, me, my nephew, and his mother, my older brother, ex-wife, we organized funeral there. I flew there. We did everything that necessary with some new friends that my mom makes. She was very loving human being and supporting others. So when heart attack hits her, it was unexpectedly an interesting thing that we talk a lot with my mom. She questioning a lot why people doing what they doing, why her ex-husband who passed away during pandemic act that he act, why his son, my stepbrother, as he act, why my older brother act as he act, why her sister, older sister, act why she act, and why we not be able to live in harmony, in peace, and support each other in family. You know these questions, right? And the interesting question that and the answer that I found in Six Human Needs by Tony Robbins, because everybody have the same needs, but how people fulfill them with which kind of way, this is a big difference. Because when one person telling you, I love you, because of that, I'm acting like I'm act, and this is from level of certainty that I want to control you to be able to help you, this is a need of certainty. But what is create? It's create through that control, it's create more feelings of like weight. It feels very heavy. And the same need of certainty I can uh, get from looking on my own life of how I be able to provide, what I be able to control. And it gives me the same fulfillment of certainty, but it helps me to feel much better and not overwhelmed. So in from one side, we have the same needs. From another side, we can fulfill them in different way. And you can figure out all of these six human needs. I have a workshop just separately about them in my YouTube channel. And you also can reach out Tony Robbins' works, like different workshops and his programs and books, and figure out because it's so important. But what I want to ask you right now, when we're talking about your self-talk, when you go through some losses, when you have some challenging moment in life, how you talk to yourself, because you can burn out through these guilt mode. You can end up in self-pity, you can end up in depression, you can end up in aggression when you not be able to accept things like they are and move on to just have some gratitude for things that you had before. And even right now, you telling yourself, I didn't make it. I give my promises and I didn't I not be able to succeed in that. This is something that your mind telling you. Through your heart, you'll be able to continue living with love, with gratitude, with passion, without guilt, without overthinking that you're supposed to fix everything and help everybody. It's very important question because it can live inside you this guilt, and for our brain, this is my fault much easier to handle because it looks like control. It looks like I am on charge. Because when you accept it as I'm powerless here to do something, I not be able to even influence it. So some kind of grief and sadness for our mind, it's not acceptable because we are strong people, especially if we are people of action and we know what we're doing and we love to have success. Some things that feels uh, hopeless and powerless for us, we don't even want to deal with it. But this is something that we need to feel to be able to live our full potential, because we'll be able to really see what things we need to accept and be appreciate, and for something and which things we need to focus more and just influence more. It gives us much more space. So every knowledge that I get, that you get in your life, they transform in some action. This is why you become who you become. And you can reach a lot of people with knowledge, but you know that when you get the knowledge and you not live it, you not be able to master it. So knowledge by itself, some information, it's not something that helps us. And you know right now some things that you needs to do. And the question is why you're not doing that? And the answer is that probably you know the better. Stay with it. But I know what happens when we think about others. For example, when my mom, she participated on some of my events that I conduct during pandemic. When pandemic happens, we was 1,000 miles away from each other. And everything that I shift, I did a shift and I start showing up more often on social media and put like people in the groups with my holistic coaching and transformational tools that helps people to get emotionally, mentally, physically healthier. This is what I'm doing many years already. And my mom participated on some of them before war starts in Ukraine in 2024. So from 2020, during pandemic, a lot of challenges happens in our family. And I figure out a lot of different things. And I don't want to give you details. But when you heard from some people who you love that you're doing right things, I'm proud of you. You feel good, but at the same time, something inside you tells you, I can do better. I can do better. I should do better. And I want to ask yourself right now very deeply, Re like, try to imagine, recall try to imagine some person that you feel guilty about. Maybe they passed away, maybe they're not around you. And from the heart, what they will tell you if you will tell them that, sorry, I'm fail. I you count on me and I didn't execute my best. I did something, but I should do more. What do you think they really will tell you? When I see my mom right now, when I see my father right now, when I see my grandparents right now, who all passed away, when I see their faces and I give myself compassion, what they give me, because they tell me, you're doing good, you're doing great. We feel your love. We feel how you live life. Continue living it, please, with dreams, with passions. Just do more of what you want, what you feel. We here with you, we support you. How you will feel about that? Because this is a very important question. No matter what you do, what you achieve, it just becomes the result of what you feel. You will not operate from the state, I'm not enough. I should accelerate because I want to serve and save somebody because I took care, I'm caring about this situation, about these people. It's important things to care, but from which level you care, because you want them to do what you want, because that you want to fix everything, or you want to give a love and support and just be there with presence. And what do you tell yourself when you are learning about something, when you're growing, when you are supporting others, that you are not enough or that you doing good and you continue your journey with love and you can celebrate from time to time your achievements, every little step. So you'll be able to do it with others because they will become enough when you will become enough for yourself. And I am wish to celebrate with you all of your achievements. And I know that it's a lot of them. And at the same time, I want you to feel that you're enough, that you're worthy, that self guilt will never more controlling you. It can visit, but you will pass it to mind and stay with the heart. And of course, pick up some things, some maybe one action that you know you should do, and you start practicing more in some area of your life, maybe in relationship, maybe in your business, in your career, maybe for yourself with your health. Today, I spoke with one of my friend. I know him many years, and he right now on the front line. He is right now in the battlefield. He is an entrepreneur, very strong guy, and he said that I feel I'm losing myself. I become so reactive. I work with some psychologists, and I don't have the result that I want. Maybe you can support me with something because I know him many, many years. We was partners in we still partners in some kind of business. But what's important for me that I share with him, I tell him honestly that I am in the same journey as you. And I am right now continue learning, practicing, helping people. And I'm the same human being. And this is what I do. And this is what I do with other people to help them to build more connection. And we did some exercises, and he feel release only because he give himself some credit. He shift his focus from his duty to other part of himself, some other mission that he have. And one of them is take care about himself, not from a selfish mode, but it will be selfless action because he understand in that moment he understood, okay, I need to care about myself so I be able to care about my family and my mission better. If I will just focus on my mission, that I need to fix some things and this is my duty. I'm in charge because this is will be overwhelming, especially all of these years. It's already 4 years here in that state. And uh, I'm happy to see this transformation during short period of time because knowledge by itself, they helpless without feeling it, practice it, and become it. And this is why I'm inviting you to not just intellectually practice like some knowledge, learning, reading, and just knowing. Become being. It's like Erhard Tolle explained in his teaching, Power of Now. It's when you be able to practice it right here, right now, with your life, with yourself. Pick up any area of your life and start feeling more. And pick up little, like step-by-step tools that helps you to create this stacking effect. And you will start master better. And it will give you another level of understanding. And it will release you from wishing to control things. You will be more feeling things. It's like awareness, I can say. So you can pause this workshop and just dive in this question that I ask you about what kind of action right now you already know, and you just need to start feel it more and how you can practice it differently. And let's move on. Uh, it's just a few slides on front. And this is another reminder that I'm right now participating in crewing Tony Robbins events. I do it already a few years because I see with all my practice before as a holistic doctor who starts as young practitioner in the hospital of stroke survival, supporting them in transition in their homes. It was a lot of different tools about helping them to recreate their identity and heal. But what I learned from Tony, what I learned from his work and his partners, different people who was invited on his events and teach, that be able to influence your own state here and now. Just use something right now, right here, and start practice it. So why I love this immersion, like few days from the morning to the evening with all of this like music and intense and collaborating with other people and just complete engagement, not just in personal. I do a lot of virtuals because you feel it. You be able to feel it with like comfort of your house or place where you are participate, your office, and you be able to create a map and at the same time feel that it's needed. Right now I'm talking and working with different people. Recently, one of guy reached me out. He saw my reels on Instagram, and he chat me like when I can find the full episode. And I send him a link and I ask him like why it reflects to you. And he talked about losses. He talked about self losses during the war because he is Ukrainian guy and he's magister of psychology. So like knowledgeable, probably have some practice. I didn't dive in details, but he shared with me that he right now just finished rehabilitation from like from different substances that he have 2.5 years. After war starts, he lost his father, he lost his relationship, he lost his self, and it was just a suffering and pain 2.5 years and 9 months of rehabilitation. Right now he just feel a little bit more robust and confidence to move on. Why I'm telling you this story? Because it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to dive in some environment and be able to learn more. And even people who are very strong, knowledgeable, they need support. They need this transformation of level of identity. And it takes time. Because of that, I'm inviting you to create some support for you, to just not settle with level of intellectual understanding, like my teacher Tony Robbins said, between intellectual knowing and identity, when it becomes your body psychosomatic awareness, it's when you fulfill this gap with something that reflects to you, it stay with you, not something that I tell you or Tony Robbins or other mentor. It means that you transfer it in your own style, like in Panda Kung Fu cartoon, this I love this series of because it's really about identity creation. That's something that awaken inside you and you feel it and you like you have a team, you have people around you, you have a teacher, mentor, maybe not only one, and you learning and you growing and your life full of warnings and example, and you continue enjoying this process because even challenge in that state looks like invitation for open up your full potential. This is a beautiful thing, and I'm inviting you right now to reflect with this question about your identity, because in which area right now you want to lift yourself a little bit more, open up a little bit more. And let me ask you how it will change your life, your relationships, your health, your success in your business, in your craft. And let me know, please. Drop in the comment under this video or DM me. I will happy to hear from you. And another thing right now, we can use a lot of different tools. But you know what AI not be able to do? To feel. Interesting story just recently happens. I visit some smoothie shop, and right in front of me was three ladies. They just finished workout. They was still in this shape, like this suits from workout, and I don't want to tell you how they smell, but they look great. They like look, they just work out, they excited, a little bit exhausted, and in really good shape. It was three ladies, young ladies. And when they just walk in, one of them, probably the leader of the group, she like, okay, let me ask ChatGPT what the better to consume right now after our workshop. And who do something like that? I'm on everyday basis use AI. But you know what AI not be able to do for that ladies? Drink the smoothie and enjoy it. So right now we have a lot of different tools, but please, please use it for your own growth, for your own life fulfillment. Because this is the only one way how you be able to open up all of these tools to serve you better, to not lock you in fear, but open up your full potential, your skills, some of gifts that you have. Open up you more in like you loving human being, and curiosity will growing because you'll still have some fear, but it will be more like we all was in the childhood mode when we have fear, but we still looking forward now, figure out some things. And sometimes we have some scars from it, but we can remember that stories. So, what are you right now using in your life? And where is AI hold you back? Because you're searching for more fear, for more control, from more data of certainty in uncertain world. And of course, I know that my son will use AI, and I want to teach him only one thing: ask better questions. Because my teacher, Tony Robbins, teach about that. The quality of your life depends on quality of our questions. And what do you think about that? Tell me, please. And interesting thing that valuable skills will be not knowledge. We know that like during last 100 years, history of humanity changed dramatically multiple times. And even you, if you my age, you remember these coin uh, telephones on the streets, right? Probably yes, if you my age. But right now, what we have, look, and what will be the uh, biggest evidence of emotional intellect? Because we will have abundance of intelligence. It's just here. Like Peter Adamanti is talking in the Moonshots about this. Like you can sign up for his emails or in Substack and see. This is beautiful. But from which perspective you will see that? Because for many people, AI is a dangerous thing. So I'm inviting you to look from another side, be more inspired, and see that you can still grow about your awareness, about leadership skills, about focus, about humanity, about relationship, about purpose. All of that AI not be able to execute, not be able to drink smoothie, hold the hand, enjoy smile. We don't know how it will be in future, but this is what we have in this moment. And don't let fear control you, because it will be always data in your mind, in your brain. This is what reticular activated system created for. It's a system in your brain that always focus on something that you are thinking about. So choose wisely, because it will can serve you or can destroy you. And this is something that you already know, but this workshop about diving in deeply inside what you feel. Pick up some area if you in your life, relationship, health, your business, and pick up one of these skills, emotional mastery, focus, courage, relationship, curiosity, purpose, mission, how you can open up all of these skills more in that area. And please let me know what you choose. And I will be happy to support you in your journey. And the the way how we think about the past, present, and the future will define how we are feel. So I'm inviting you to be very grateful about your past. Acknowledge everything, every human being who touch you and you touch them. Consciously or unconsciously, they bring you something in your life. And looking forward with the brightness. Even if right now you have some uncertainty, maybe you right now still have some self-punishment talk. It will move on. It will just detoxicate from your mind, detoxicate from your state, little by little when you will still practice. And just stack beautiful moments. Because this is what most important thing that we can pass to our generations, to people with who we work with. When I'm thinking about my son, what I'm thinking about, he will not remember a lot of things that I will tell him. He will remember how he feel around me. Did dad was present, loving, supporting, living by example, how it was be around him. This is I know because I know that you have the same experience about your parents, grandparents. Different thoughts, different stories. I can tell that my brother have a different story about his childhood and experience with our father than me. For me, our father was a loving coach, challenge us and prepare us to life. And our mother was a loving human being who I wants to care about. And I stopped taking money from her in the young age. For my brother's story, is different. Our father is a monster, and my mom should care about me to the end of her day. This is what actually happens. And why I'm telling you this story? Because what I will pass to my son, which kind of story he will telling about me himself, he will choose. But I know what I wanna give him right now: presence, love, support, and care. Of course, I will be there for him every time, even if my when my body will be not here. So I'm not chasing the goal to protect him from everything. I'm chasing the goal to live my full potential with him. And I'm inviting you right now to ask yourself this deepest question. What do you really want? What do you really want to feel right now? What do you really want to other people feel from you? Because you don't need to control everything. You can care about people without caring problems. You can support other people without being in their life controller. Let them live their life fully and show them example how to do that. Of course, you know how to do better, but right now just feel me and what I want to pass to you. My presentation not perfect and my English not perfect, but my intent is pure. I want to help you to open up your own potential that you want it, I want it, and every human being. Sometimes we just can be locked in that guilty self-punishment state and just looking for certainty through control. And it's never leads to fulfillment life. So the last slide is a reminder that a reminder how we be able to live this life, not to say seeking for saving everybody and control everything. Just be ourselves and live our life like we enough. We can grow in support without caring other people problems because we will end up in control. This is what I experience. This is what I see in other people. This is what I see when my mentor work with others around the globe. And this is what I'm continue practicing. And I'm inviting you how your example will inspire others, how it will help them. Even if you do something wrong, it will be your responsibility. Our life, mine, yours, and other people, it's always both example or warning. But by living full potential, for sure, I know that you will have more examples because this is the biggest gift that we can give. Live your life and not overthink about controlling life. And to continue this moment, of course, I want to invite you in some continuing. And this Ultimate Reset Guide is just a pivot ground that you can use for yourself. It's free. It contains 5 life force tools that can help you to just feel more certain about which area and which step you can take to be more confident in your focus mastery, about your emotional mastery, about your vitality and longevity when we're talking about body energy, in your relationship and your purpose, when we're talking about some leadership. And of course, also my free community powered by school. Alex Garmosi created amazing opportunity because there we can collaborate with people around the globe. It's not just a regular social media because here you can dive in more inside my classroom, for example. It's a lot of different tools, trackers, a lot of workbooks, and you'll be able to dive in more and it's interesting journey. And I will invite you, please join me and let me know how it will go with you. Subscribe please to my channel and like, dislike, any kind of comment will help. Please let me know how is your journey goes. Because remember, your task is not save everyone. Your task is just live your full life potential. Thank you that you are was here with me, and let's move on to fulfillment life. Thank you for your attention and see you very soon on another workshop. Bye bye.